Okay, this is update number 1 on starting your own Flames of War army. I've got the figures out, and you can see some of them have quite a lot of flashing on them. So I spent some time fire cleaning them up. These are US figures, by the way, and I put them together. Now, if you notice, these both look the same, but this is a US rifle squad and this is a German squad. So for playing purposes, obviously you can't tell them apart at the moment with the painted. So what I've done is, on the back of the German stands, I put a black marker along the back, so when they're on the table we'll know which is black German, and no marks on them. On the base is the US. The figures are just super glued on at the moment. They will come off, just craft knife, just put on the stands and they'll pop off, no problem for painting. So that's the end of this update. Okay, back again with another update. We've assembled all the squads now, glued them all to the bases. We've played a few games. I've come to the conclusion you need the tokens to play. Now, as I've used this month's money buying the Grenadier squad and US Rifle squad, well, platoons, what I've done is I've used a paint package and I've created my own. Basically what I did was I created them in paint and I printed them off onto a sheet like so, and then what I did then was I used a laminator, laminated them so you see they're nice and shiny and give them a bit more protective, and then after that it's a case of cutting them out. So these are the ones I've done. You have different ones. See, that one's gone to ground, bogged down, reorganising. As I say, at a later date I'll probably buy a regiment specific set of these, but for the time being these will do for us to play the game. Okay, before I get on to this month's purchases, just a quick one. I didn't mention this before because I play Warhammer 40k and I have an awful lot of dice, but with the Open Fire starter set you only actually get 5 dice, 2 German ones and 3 US ones. Obviously it's 1 for each of the tanks. You'll need, with the infantry you definitely need more dice. I say I didn't mention it before because I have loads of dice because I play Warhammer 40k, so slip my mind. Anyway, what I've done is, this one's purchase, I've bought paint. Ta-da! So there we go. That was us. I've got 3 paints. Orange ochre there, German bright green and German dark green. I'm going to paint my Germans up as SS. I'm going to use oak leaf, so I'm going to use those colours for the Germans. For the Americans I've got brown violet, used for helmets, weapons and tanks, and then I've got US dark green for the uniforms, late war, and then I've got grey green, which I'm going to use for, well, green grey, which I'm going to use for the webbing and that. I've also got German cam black brown, which I'm going to use for boots on both figures, boots and the metal part of the rifles and that. I got the saddle brown, which I'm going to use for wood, and they didn't have it in the shop I normally go to, so I got Elf Flesh Citadel paint from Games Workshop. So that's the colours that I've got. Oh, I also got a black. They didn't have any black left, so I got a black. And this will be used for the tracks and things like that on the tanks. So that's a Revel. Right, so I got those paints. I also got, I'll move those over to one side. Right, this is stuff for basing. I've got the old Milliput. I'm going to paint them with this light brown colour and then cover it with a fine turf flock. Now, looking online, I see a lot of people using this ready-made filler. So what I'm going to do is, I've also bought this. I'm going to have a go at using this, and I'll see how that goes, and I'll report on it next time on which I think is best. Okay, that's it for this month.